Speaking of rain, we do have some chances in our forecast, along with potentially, like I said, a cold front maybe. We gotta talk about it nicely so we don't scare it away. Temperatures are in the 80s right now across the coastal bend, so we are on the warm side. We do have a 90-degree reading in Alice and over in Hebbronville, and those southeasterly winds you've seen and that are still going to remain in the forecast are going to be bringing in more humidity, meaning instead of those lower 60s that we saw this morning across the coastal bend, we're expecting mid to upper 60s with 70s at the immediate coast. Into tomorrow afternoon, it may actually be a little gusty at times, up to 25-mile-per-hour gusts, and high temperatures lingering around the 90-degree mark as well. And that is pretty on brand for this time of year. Tomorrow is usually our last 90-degree day in Corpus Christi. However, that's not going to be the case this year. We do have a lot more 90s in that 7-day forecast. So here's a look at the U.S. A couple of different systems, a nor'easter making its way up the mid-Atlantic. This front, not the one we're talking about for us here in the coastal bend. That one is going to pass us by thanks to high pressure settling over Texas and the coastal bend. So this is keeping our atmosphere nice and dry, limiting rain chances and keeping us sunny. We have a very, very slim rain chance for the very first part of the week because of this high pressure. Now, I've been talking about the last couple of days, pieces of energy breaking off the cold front from the nor'easter and making their way across the Gulf into South Texas by the later part of the week. But as you can see, not really much is coming up on Futurecast because our atmosphere is still going to be too dry, I think, from when that high pressure was sitting over us. Now, if we look out towards the Four Corners region, we have a big area of low pressure in the upper atmosphere, and this is the cold front that we could eventually see coming down to South Texas. And this low pressure is going to help to push the high over towards the East Coast and over towards Florida. So as that comes in, there's still a bit of model disagreement. One model wants to bring it all the way through. The other wants to get it right to our doorstep and then drag it back to the north. Now, my thinking on it is that one of these models has been more consistent, and that is the one that brings it through. However, this still is 7 days out. So there is time for things to change. But what I do anticipate is our rain chances to go up, because regardless of if this comes through or not, I think we're going to see enough moisture coming back into our atmosphere, and so long as this front is in our general vicinity, I think we see a little bit of rain chances from that. So we finally are seeing the temperature outlook responding to that low pressure system making its way across the U.S. You can see how those not the feels like temperatures, the temperature outlook kind of gets squished down to the south, and while we are still expected to have above normal temperatures after that front comes through, it's a lot less than what is expected right now. Heading into the tropics, not a lot to talk about. We have an area of interest in the main development region of the Atlantic with a 50% chance of development. We're also going to be watching down towards Honduras and Nicaragua. There's some convection there that some models and ensembles are trying to do something with as they drag it northward this week. Nothing to worry about so far, but we'll let you know if the Hurricane Center does tag an area of interest or not. Heading into tomorrow, temperatures right around 90 for the afternoon, and you can see those morning temperatures going back up into the 70s by Tuesday morning as we get that humidity back here into the coastal bend, generally staying around 90 each day this week. And again, cold front, fingers crossed, heading into next weekend. Don't scare it away.
Right. I'm waiting for it.
Yes.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
All right.